So guys, if you have the Premiere Pro software and if you watch this video till the end, I'm damn sure that you'll be able to edit your own short films, your videos, your YouTube videos, whatever it is, you will be able to edit it yourself. So yes guys, I'm going to give a deep tutorial about Premiere Pro. So even if you are a beginner or if you also have editing knowledge in some other softwares, this video will give you a depth knowledge about Premiere Pro, how to just import your media into the software, how to join them, how to make various transitions, how to make effects, how to color grade, how to color correct your videos, and also how to stabilize your videos, how to add green screens, how to merge your green screen with your videos, how to use the adjustment layers very effectively. Everything, every single thing you are just gonna know in this one video. It's about 30 minutes video, I think. So just watch this video completely, just practice Premiere Pro and just master your editing skills. So guys, I have also given the time codes in the description, so if you want to jump between chapters, you can just check the time codes, and yes, you can just learn chapter wise whenever you have time. So yes guys, if you're new to the channel, I'm Carrio from India. So I make videos on photography, filmmaking and other social media stuffs that helps creators like us. So yes guys, without wasting any time, let's get into Premiere Pro. Let's start with the project creation. First, let's open Premiere Pro. So this is the icon, just double click, you'll have a startup screen like this, and you will get a new window where you have existing projects here, and there will be option to create a new project. We'll just click that, and there comes another window where you have to give a name for your project. You can also change the location where your project is getting saved by clicking on the browse button and just go to the location where you want to save your project. Just leave all the other options as default. In this renderer dropdown, there are two options, one is GPU and one is software only. So software only is a bit slow, so go with GPU and just click OK. Now let's get into the Premiere Pro software's user interface. So you have different views of the edit table like editing, effects, color, etc. So there are different panels available here. So if you feel like any of the panel is missing, you can just go to the menu bar where you have the window option, just click on it and just select the required panel. So I'm just showing you some examples where I click on the panels and the panel is readily available. So I'm more comfortable with the effects view of the edit table because you have all the options available here like the effect controls, media, timeline and the toolbar, and also all the basic things required are available in the effects view. So now we need a timeline and hence we have to create a new sequence. Just go to file, click new and go to sequence. Just give a name for your sequence, and if you are sure about the other settings like frames etc, you can just give it, or you can just ignore that and just click OK. Now your timeline is ready. You have different tools and options here. You have the video tracks, you have the audio tracks here. You can just reduce or increase its size by clicking on the line and just dragging them up or down. You can enable or disable these tracks by clicking on their names V1, A1, etc. You can also hide your videos or mute your audios with these options. This will be helpful when you edit multiple tracks in your projects. Now let's see how we can import media into the Premiere Pro software. In the bottom left corner you have the project panel where you need to import your media. So first let's just organize and import media. I am creating a folder for video and a folder for audio or music. So I'll just go inside the folder and I'll show you how to import. You can just import by going to file menu and just click on the import button, or you can just right click inside this media folder and just select the files that you need to import into Premiere Pro. Now I am selecting multiple video files which are just now imported into the media, into the project panel. So you can have different views of these files. You have the icon view, you have the list view and also have the freeform view. The freeform view is quite big, so I go with the icon view. So now let's go into the audio folder. You can just go back by clicking on this button and go inside the audio folder or music folder and just import the music file. I'm just gonna make a sequence of few shots captured during a rain. So I'm just importing a rain background music into the media panel. So now that we have imported all the required media into our Premiere Pro software, now let's start with the editing process. I have divided this process into different chapters. To start with, we have the basic editing. Let's drag the media directly into the timeline. Now we have the video in our timeline. You can just use the spacebar to play the video. I'll show you how to import only a particular portion of a specific video into the timeline. So just double click on it and you will have the video at the top left corner. So you can play the video and just go to the place from which you want the video to be available. So I'm just pausing at the place and I'm just going to mark this place with the help of I key on the keyboard. If I click on the I key, you have a mark here, and to mark the end point, I'm just playing the video again and going to the place where I want to mark the end point. I'm just pausing the video and I'm going to mark this point with the help of O on the keyboard, and now just click over the video and drag it to the timeline. Now you will have only that particular portion that you have already marked. Here the audio tracks are quite noisy, you will just delete them. So for that we just need to unlink the audio from the video. For that, just right click and click on the unlink option, and you have the audio and videos separated. Just select the audios and click the delete button on the keyboard. Now let's just import the audio file that we have imported in the media. So click and drag that audio file, and we have the audio file below the video file. So now if you feel like these files are quite smaller in size in the timeline, so you can just make it large by increasing the size of them. Just go to the scroll bar down below, go to one end of the scroll bar and click and drag that end so that your file sizes on the timeline will be increased. So I'll just move this audio track to the next track so that when we import a new file, those audio track of that file does not overlap with the audio file we have. We will just import another video file into the timeline. Now I will show you how to trim your videos inside the timeline. First, I will delete this audio file as it's quite noisy. So right click, unlink from the video by clicking on the unlink button and delete that audio. So now we will see how to trim this video file. Just mark the same way as we did earlier. Go to the point where you want the video to start. Press I on the keyboard to mark the starting point, and go to the end point and just click on the O button to mark the end point. So now that we have the selection ready, just click on that file and go to the edges of that file. The arrow turns red and you can just click and drag the file to the particular selection area. A black line will help you to make the marks perfect. So I'll show you another way. For that, you just need to click on this razor tool on the toolbar and go to that starting point and ending point and make a click on the video. So those black guidelines will help you to make the perfect cuts. So now click the select tool from the toolbar or just click V button on the keyboard to toggle back to the select tool. So now we have these two unwanted portions. Hold the shift button on the keyboard and click on those unwanted video files and right click, just click on the ripple delete option. This will help you to remove those unwanted files and move your required part of the video and join with the previous existing video. So to remove this selection, just move this blue color slider of the timeline to the starting point and click O on the keyboard, and that selection is gone. So the process is same for the audio tracks as well. You can just use the razor tool to cut your audio, and if you want to ripple delete any one portion, you can just select that portion, right click, just click on ripple delete, bam, it's gone. Now we have seen how to trim audio and videos in our timeline. So just click any one of the video, and if you see there is an effects control panel here, just click on it. You will have various options like position, scale, rotation, opacity, etc. So I will show you how these effect controls are going to help you a lot. So we will just make a split screen of videos. For that, I'm just going to drag and drop 4 different videos one over the other. So we need 4 audio tracks and 4 video tracks. So I'm just adding tracks by right clicking on the video panel and the audio panel. You can add any number of tracks required. So just click OK and you have that much amount of audio and video tracks. I'm just enabling those audio and video tracks, and I'm going to just import all those 4 tracks into the timeline one over the other. So we'll just reduce the size of all the 4 videos up to the shortest video size. So for that, I'm just going to the edges of the videos where it turns to a red arrow. Just click and drag, and yes, we have made all the videos of the same size. Now I will just delete these audio files as it's quite noisy. So right click, unlink and select, click delete. Bam, your audio files are deleted now. So now what are we gonna do is just reduce the size of each video file. I'm just clicking on the first video at the top and I'm going to reduce its size by 50. So I'm just changing the scale in the FX control to 50, and I'm just going to move its position to the top left corner by changing the position values in the effect controls. I'm just gonna repeat the same process for all the other 4 videos. You just need to click on that specific video, change the scale to 50, use the position values to move it to the corresponding positions. So now we have made a split screen with those 4 videos with the help of the effect controls of each video. So if you play and see, it will look like this, like 4 videos are playing together in a split screen. So we have made this very easily with the help of the values in the FX control. You can also use the rotation option to rotate your videos, or you can use the opacity option to reduce the visibility of your videos. So FX control panel helps you for this. Let's now move to the second part of the editing chapter, which involves speeding up, slowing down and reversing your audio and video files. For that, I have just now imported a video into the timeline. This is the normal video. To increase the speed of this video, just right click and select speed/duration. You will have a pop-up window. Just put the percentage of speed increase that you want. If you put 200%, the speed will be twice that of the normal video. If you put 300%, the speed will be thrice that of the normal video. Or if you want to reduce the speed, you can just put like 50% or 40% based on the frame rate in which you have recorded the video. So if you want to reverse the video, you can just do the same. Right click and select speed/duration and just click on the checkbox with reverse speed. So if you just click on the checkbox, the video will be played in reverse direction. So if you will play that and see, you have the video in reverse direction. You can also speed up the reverse video as well by doing the same process, and you have the video in reverse at a faster rate. So that's so easy to increase the speed or decrease the speed or reverse the speed of your videos. The process is same as that for audios as well. Just right click the audio file, click select/duration, and you can just speed it up or slow it down according to your requirement. You can also be crazy, just reverse your sound effects and create new sound effects as well. Now let's move to the third part, which is keyframings. Keyframing is very important in video editing. So for that, I will just take a part of a specific video. So we are selecting this video as we have a droplet falling from the leaf. I have selected this part alone with the help of I and O keys from the keyboard. I am dragging it to the timeline. So we have this part. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring this water droplet falling to the center of the frame, which means I'm going to make an artificial motion in a still video. So for this, what I'm going to do is just click on the video and go to the FX control panel. So this is a timeline of that specific video. Just move the timeline to the left end, and we are going to make a keyframe. For that, just click on this button near the position and scale options, and we currently don't need the rotation and opacity, so we'll just ignore that. So you will see 2 keyframes are formed here. Now to move between the video, we can just use the arrow keys to move every single frame, or if you wish to jump every 5 frames, you can just hold the shift key on your keyboard and just use the arrow keys to jump for every 5 frames. Now we are going to mark keyframes to make the drop fall from the center of the frame. So what I'm going to do is, so for every 5 frames, I am just making the changes in position and scale values. So once I change them, automatically keyframes are formed on the timeline. So you can see that now. So I'm just going to repeat the process and make sure that the leaf and the drop falling from the leaf is at the center of the frame by just changing the values of position and scale. So once done, if we play this video, it will look like the water droplet is coming at the exact center. So that's how keyframe is really going to help you a lot while editing your videos. So guys, I have forgot to say a specific thing. So these are the options to enable and disable tracks I have said earlier, right? So now if I want to remove one particular portion of one particular track, I'm just enabling that track alone and just selecting the portion and just click Ctrl X. Now we have removed that portion and placed it in a different place. So enabling and disabling these tracks will help you while editing these kind of multiple tracks. Now let's move on to the next chapter, which is adding text and text graphics in your videos. To create a text, go to the toolbar, click on the T button, go to the screen and just click and type the text that you want on your video. So you have the text ready. So with the help of these position and scale options in the FX control, you can just place your text wherever you want, or you can just go to the select tool. If you click on the control button while moving with the select tool on the keyboard, you will get some red color guidelines that will help you to place your text at specific points on your screen. So you can also change the font style with the help of the FX control tab. Just go there, you will have the text. Just click on the down arrow and you'll have various options to change the font color, change the font style, add backgrounds, add shadows, add borders, etc. So there are various options that you can add to a text. Go there and just play around. Now that our text is ready, I'll show you how to make a motion of this text by keyframing. Just select the text and make a keyframe of the position and just move the text away from the frame. Just move 5 frames and make another keyframe by just moving the text to the center of the frame. That's it. Now if you play, it will look like the text is moving from the left and just enters the frame. That's great, right? Similarly, we can also use the rotation option in the FX control to make a rotation kind of effect with the help of keyframes. That is the one I have done now. So guys, we have understood how to add a simple text. Now let's see how to add some text presets. For that, go to the Essential Graphics panel at the top right and you have the browse button. Click on that. You will have many presets available. Just click and drag them to the timeline. Bam, you have the effect ready. To change the text in the effect, just go to the Essential Graphics panel, just change the existing text and your text animation is ready. So as you see guys, here also these animations are made with the help of keyframes. You can see that here in the FX control panel. So here is our preset animation of text. You can also download these kind of animations from the internet. These presets are available in the internet for free. You can just download them and use in your videos as well. So if you see now, this text is not standing out from the background. It's just merging with the background. So to make your text stand out, just reduce the opacity of the video behind. Just click on the video, just reduce the opacity to 30 or something. And bam, your text stands out from your videos. Now let's see how we can add effects to your audios and videos in Premiere Pro. For that, we have to go to the effects panel. Inside that, you have two options, one for audio effects and one for video effects. First, let's see the audio effects available. So it's all just drag and drop effects. You just need to click that particular effect and drag and drop it on your audio file. So denoise is one of the famous effects that will help you to just reduce all the noise in a video. So once you add an effect, it will be available on the FX control panel in the left. And this parametric equalizer is another audio effect that is mostly used to vary the voice in videos. You can also try out all the other audio effects available. You just need to drag them to the audio file. Now let's move to the video effects. So Premiere Pro also has many video effects. You just need to click them, drag and place it over the video file. You can just create light effects. You can add flares in your video. You can add lightnings in your video. and you can add many other crazy stuffs in your video. You can just create a blur on your video. You can just add a horizontal flip, you can just add a vertical flip, you can just add a mirror effect on your video. Once you add an effect, it will be available in the effects control panel. You just need to make some tweaks on the options available and you can create crazy effects like these. So now let's see how we can stabilize our videos. So just take this example, just go to the effects and type as warp. Just drag the warp stabilizer effect and place it on the video. It will be available on the effects control panel now. Just click on the cancel button and change the smoothness to 15 and just click analyze. Once it is analyzed, you will get a stabilized video in Premiere Pro. Now let's see how we can add transitions in our video and audio in Premiere Pro. So for this I have two video files whose audios are quite different. One audio is normal while the other audio is quite louder. So I'm just going to the effects tab. Inside the effects tab we have the audio transitions. So inside that we have 3 audio transitions. I'm just dragging the constant power audio between these 2 audio files. Now let's play and see how it works. So you have a transformation of audio here. We can also increase the smoothness of this transformation by just expanding the effect. You can increase or decrease the volume of an audio track by just right clicking the track, go to audio gain, enter the decibel value and click OK. Let's move on to the video transitions now. We have 2 videos of which we are going to apply a transition between these 2 videos. It's also the same. Go to the effects panel, just check any of the transition available, click, drag them and place between the 2 videos. Now bam, your video transition is ready. You can also increase the transition of this video by the same way we did for audio. Just click and drag the transition effect. If the video transition is not visible, you can just reduce the length of the scroll bar down below to magnify the transition. So likewise, we have many transition presets available in Premiere Pro. All you have to do is click, drag them and place between 2 video files. Now let's move to color correction and color grading in Premiere Pro. So this can be done in 2 different ways. The first method is like you just need to click the video, you need to color grade and go to the Lumetri color panel where you have many options. Inside the basic correction, you can just do the normal lighting corrections to your videos. So after correcting your video, you can try grading your videos through the creative option in this Lumetri color panel. So you have many presets there in the drop down button. You can just select any of them. You can directly apply them and you can play around with those presets. You also have options like curves, color wheels and HSL secondary vignette. It's quite similar to all the options that we use in Lightroom. So by just changing these values, you can just color grade or color correct like the same way you color grade or color correct your photos in Lightroom. So the moment you make a change in the Lumetri color panel, its changes will be available in the effects control panel in the left. Now let's move to the second method, which is like going to the effects panel. Inside that you have the Lumetri color presets. So just click that. You have many presets available inside the Lumetri color option. You just need to click, drag them and drop them on your video. By this you can just color correct or color grade your videos in just one simple step. Just click it, drag it to the video, drop it. That's all. You have color graded. You can also make changes to this effects by going to the effects control panel. You have those changes in the Lumetri color option. You can just make some tweaks and bring out the required color tones in your videos. So now let's see how we can effectively use an adjustment layer in Premiere Pro. To create an adjustment layer, go to the left corner media panel and click this button and click on the adjustment layer. Now a pop-up window shows up. Just click on OK and an adjustment layer is created. Just click and drag that adjustment layer to your timeline above all your videos, and now you can just directly apply the preset on your adjustment layer so that all the videos available below that adjustment layer will have the same color tone. So this way adjustment layer is really very helpful when you want to color grade your entire video with the same tone. Another use of these adjustment layers is to add cinema scopes in your video. For that you just need to go to the effects panel, click and drop the crop effect over the adjustment layer. and you'll have the crop effect in the FX control panel. Just put 12 for both the top and bottom crop and just enter. You have the CinemaScope ready over the entire video. So adjustment layers are really very helpful for your video editing. This will be very helpful for YouTubers and other content creators. So I'll just drag and drop a green screen of my call out. So this is a green screen, so I am just going to place it over any of the video. So I'm just placing it over a track. So now the green screen is available. We have to remove this green from the video. So go to the FX panel and type as Ultra key and just click and drag the Ultra key effect over the green screen. And just go to the FX control panel. In the Ultra key option, you just need to click on the key cover button and that color picker. Just pick the green color with the help of color picker. Bam! Your green background is gone and just now you have added a green screen in your video. Let's just reposition this and make it towards the corner. So that's so simple, guys. So if you want to have different backgrounds on your videos, you can just record your video with a green screen and make wow background for your videos with green screens. So this will be helpful generally for many YouTubers. They can easily change their green backgrounds with whatever background they want. So now we are done with editing, color grading and all other crazy stuffs. Let's see how we can export our video. Just go to the file menu, click export and select media. A window is popped up now. You can just select any of the available presets from this drop down. So I generally go for the YouTube 4K preset for my YouTube videos. So if you are really sure of all the values available here, you can just tweak them and export your video as you wish. If not, just select any of the presets available in the drop down and just click export. So now you can also export only video or only audio by using these checkboxes available here. So once your export is done, the video will be exported in the same place where this project is available. So now let's go to that folder and play our video. Hey guys, I hope this video was really helpful for you to learn Premiere Pro from end to end. So if you like this video, your support is more important for me. Just show your support by clicking on the thumbs up button down below, and also let me know in comments if I should make a series especially for Premiere Pro, like more other things that is not shared in this video. So yes guys, thank you for watching this video, and if you are new here, just consider subscribing. Maybe the subscribe button was down below, I just put the callouts here. And you can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Girish Careo. So yes guys, that's it for this video. No guys, I have something for you. So after my bye-bye, you'll have a cheat sheet in this video. So just screenshot them and use them whenever you're editing. It will be really helpful for you for those keyboard shortcuts and all. So yes guys, that's it for this video. We'll meet you in another video. Until then, it's your Careo signing off.